Change of scenery. Here's a babbling brook, kind of got a cool landscape in the background, like something from Lord of the Rings. You know, expect some orcs running around back there or something. I don't know. But anyhow, I like to observe what's happening on YouTube and in Silver and in this area, because it's interesting to see the sentiment change. Like, for example, the YouTuber Raw Dog last year, he'd do a video, he'd get almost all thumbs down. He did some videos in the last few weeks to almost all thumbs up. It's interesting because in the last year, he hasn't really changed that much in the last year. I know a couple years ago he said one thing and he's changed his mind. And of course, changing your mind is a part of YouTube. But anyhow, it's fascinating to watch. He's getting all these thumbs up, and he's really going after the silver bullet, silver shield guy with all these orders that aren't being filled. People aren't getting their silver or the money back yet. I don't know how that's going to turn out. We'll see. But he's getting a lot of thumbs up and a lot of agreement now. So it's interesting. You know, I think that's kind of showing a shift of what's going on. And when that silver bullet, silver shield thing first came out, like, I heard about it secondhand, which I thought was interesting because one of his big points is creating a community of like-minded individuals. But the guy never reached out to any YouTubers unless it was for a business purpose. Here's what I mean. When I first started my channel, right, my very first video, Stella Concepts was posting on my first video. I was really nervous. I was really kind of stuttering, and he was right there. And then all the other YouTubers immediately started, commenting and doing shout-outs and doing the shout-outs with other people. It was kind of like a community. And, my first video that had over 1,000 views was with Trace Mayer. I did a video on, he has a site called Run to Gold. I did a video on his modified Exer's Pyramid of Inverted Liquidity, and he put it right on his blog, right? And guys like, Mike Maloney and Max Kaiser, immediately, when I talked about them, they'd put me they'd respond to me, right? And, but after 2011, it kind of changed, right? We had a lot of these new YouTubers come on, and a lot of them will get over 10,000 views, but none of them reached out to anybody unless it was for a business sense, right? I mean, and they never talked about other YouTubers unless it's kind of like a partnership thing. And I'm not saying it means they're a bad person. I'm just saying is that the nature of it's changed. It's become like a whole business revenue stream thing since 2011 or so. I mean, and of course that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the person. It just means that that's their outlook. That's their outlook on that. And some of the earlier YouTubers, right? Like there's in 2011, a whole bunch of them just like Tofu Mary. She had some really quality produced videos, and she's gone. Macro jumping, this guy is just gone, right? Are You Buying Silver recently did a video. He'll come back once in a while. He's one of the original YouTubers. And so forth, but a lot of these other channels are just gone. This guy, Patriots Under God, I remember watching him in 2008. He did a video saying the stock market's going to crash, and the market crashed, and he did some videos. Interesting person. He went to a Scandinavia, I forget, was it Sweden or something? He was up there, and he was driving around like dune buggies, but it wasn't dunes, of course, up there. But there's people doing videos, and a lot of them are gone now, and. So Erlon Trading, who's been consistently making videos over the years, he did a video about legal stuff, right? Because the other week I was kind of freaking out about, what is the legal impact? And so he did a video, and he was saying how the moment that you ask for donations, the ball game changes. For example, if you're on YouTube and no money changes hands, then that's one thing. You're just giving your opinion. But if you ask for donations, you get put in a whole nother camp. And that's the camp of legal advisor, right? I mean, or financial advisor. If you are telling people to do specific things with their money, you're saying, do this with your money. If you're making promises on where a market will move or a price will go, and you ask for donations at the same time, you all of a sudden are in another category. You're in the danger zone. You're in a dangerous category because there are legal repercussions because you're asking for donations. What's happening is that is you might not consider it selling your advice, but that's what the law thinks, right? And regardless if we think that the law is fair or not, the law happens in certain ways. So I want to say for people who ask for donations, you're skating on thin ice if you're going to give specific advice on what to do with your money or give projections, right? And that's now maybe, I don't know if people will get sued. Maybe not. Maybe it's just there is this potential out there. But what I'm saying is that's kind of what he's saying. So someone said in his video, if you can't say something nice, don't say something at all. When Airline Trading was criticizing Greg Manarino. Well, here's the thing: is Greg Manarino gives specific advice and he asks for money, which puts him in the category of financial advisor. So if someone has a product and you criticize their product, that is a different camp, right? It's not some guy who's up there just talking. It's some guy who's asking for donations and giving specific advice. And he had made some. I haven't watched all of his videos. I've watched a few minutes of his videos, but I don't watch the entire video. Well, I'll just leave it at that, right? But anyhow, I've seen snippets of his videos, and I read the comments. On a lot of these channels, I'll read the comments, but not watch the video. For some of those other silver channels, to get a feeling of what's going on. And yeah. One final point too is the word sponsor, right? If someone gives a shout out, if someone says, "Hey, I like Are You Buying Silver as a person," and I see his channel, I am not sponsoring him. I am giving him a shout out, right? Because a sponsoring means money changes hands. Sponsoring means someone is paying you to say something, right? So not everybody on YouTube knows the definition of the word sponsor, right? Sponsor means there is a payment made. And once a payment made is a different ball game, right? If you say, I like this person, that's one thing. But the word sponsor has a very definite meaning, right? So the final thing I want to say is that people on YouTube will spend time. A lot of people spend a lot of time on YouTube, but the effort is clicking a button. There's another way to spend time, and that is to get on the phone or in person, go to conferences and meet industry experts, right? When I talk to a geologist with 30 years experience, that is time and effort. I went out to meet the person. When I called a mine up, that is time and effort. When I go to auctions and estate sales, talk to people in the physical silver market who touch this stuff, people who scrap silver, right? Go to refineries. That is the physical world. I go to sterling silver dealers, right? Go to businesses that deal in sterling. That is actual legwork, right? And I recommend doing that too. Of course, I mean, having many different sources of info is good, but you got to realize that some of the strongest opinions I see on YouTube are people who've never done anything except look on the internet for research. They haven't done stuff in person, and most of these strong opinions, they do not show themselves in a video, right? So my last point is this: is that you hear about like monks in Tibet who they become enlightened. They get rid of all their material possessions, right? Think of it this way: enlightenment doesn't have to do with a geographical location, what kind of robes you wear, or your ethnicity or nationality. You can become enlightened anywhere in the world, in any country. So whatnot. So no matter what happens to the markets, what you're invested in, if they go to zero, consider yourself like a Buddhist monk kind of thing, right? Well, you don't have to go to a mountain cave in Tibet. You can become enlightened, in America. You can have the same experience, but with air conditioning and internet and so forth. That's kind of an interesting last message. What I want to say is, yeah, we can become enlightened, And I know some people, you see pictures, people will jump out of during a stock market crash, they'll jump out of a window. I mean, that doesn't have to be. I mean, you just have to change your way of thinking. Is that, okay, I'm rambling on, so thanks for watching.